What I wanted to start out by talking to you guys about, before I turn the time over to each of our leaders to kind of share some best practices, some best tips for you guys, is to share a couple stories that I absolutely love. And I'm sure a lot of our leaders have heard these stories. Jeff Hill shared them a couple months ago, and it really helps us to anticipate or visualize where we're wanting to go in our business. And the first story that he shared was about a doctor. His name was Dr. Ken Dykewell, and he shared a story about, Jeff was at the doctor, and this doctor asked Jeff, "Hey, how do you catch an elephant?" And Jeff was kind of thrown off, like, "What do you mean? Are you planning a trip to Africa, or like, are you gonna go hunt an elephant or something?" But while Jeff was kind of thinking about this question, this doctor answered the question for Jeff. He said, "Jeff, you don't go up behind the elephant to catch it. You get out in front of it and you dig a hole big enough for that elephant to fall in." And Jeff's like, "Okay, thank you for sharing that story." And I'm going to come back and share the symbolism of that story. But the second story Jeff told us about during Team Cup was Wayne Gretzky, one of the greatest hockey players of all time, was asked by a reporter, what's the key to your success? How are you so successful? And his simple reply was, be where the puck is going to be, anticipate, visualize where the puck is going to be, and skate to where you think it's going to be. Don't try to catch up. Don't try to, be the person that's trying to catch up to it. And then Jeff shared the last story that he shared was kind of like some teaching moments from Dad to his family, the 6 Ps. And these 6 Ps are prior proper planning prevents poor performance. And I thought about those 6 Ps, and I'm like, man, those are so good. I feel like that always applies to us in our daily lives, in our daily Beachbody businesses. Prior proper planning prevents poor performance. We got to take the time to do those things. And so Jeff, after he shared these 3 stories, he said, guys, what do these 3 stories have to do with our Beachbody business? And he went in to say, guys, these stories have everything to do with our Beachbody business. All 3 of these stories are about taking advantage of great opportunities that are before us. And guys, we have great opportunities before us right now, whether that's changing somebody's life, whether that's, helping someone through nutrition, or helping, someone financially get into the business opportunity. Guys, there are many opportunities that we can take advantage of and really help individuals about. That doctor, Dr. Dykewell, wasn't really talking about catching a real elephant. He was talking about, getting out in front of great opportunities, taking advantage of the great opportunities, and digging a hole big enough to catch that great opportunity. Gretzky's message wasn't, hey, I'm just great. It was, hey, be forward thinking, put the time into finding the right pieces, and be where the opportunity is going to be. And guys, he became great because he did this, because it was prior proper planning. And so my kind of commitment to you guys right here on the call is put your guys' self in the highest opportunity for growth and success, guys. We are in a company that is super, super young. And I've shared this message with our leaders here on the call. We have 450,000 coaches, and Carl's vision for America and Canada is 10 million coaches. Guys, we've just scratched the surface of where we want to be. And so my question to you guys is, how many of those 10 million coaches are we going to impact? How many of them are we going to invite to bring into our family, in our culture, and to change their lives and really help them invest in their health and invest in themselves into maybe wanting to start a business? Guys, this is something that we should be proud about. We need to be boasting about, because when we look at it all together, guys, Beachbody has the best nutrition, education, the workouts. It's the best. So boast about it. Boast about your guys' stories. Share about how things that it's changed your lives. And that's, guys, that's what works. And I said before, Beachbody could put millions of commercials out, and it's not as effective as what you guys do, what you guys bring to the table. And guys, the top coaches, they realized that there was an elephant of an opportunity in this company. They got in at the right time, and we are in it at the right time. So get out in front of that great opportunity. Dig that hole big enough to catch this opportunity. Don't be the coach that says, there's an elephant, I'm going to let it walk on by. Be that coach that says, you know what, I'm committed. I'm committed to being here a year from now. Because, you know, a lot of coaches that I've talked to, they're like, you know, I'll give it a month. If it doesn't work out, I'm out of here. But you know what? That's crazy. That's crazy right there, because now you're saying, you know, it takes a month for you guys to get, you know, a good recipe for Shakeology. You know, you can't only give it a month. You have to really invest yourself, really push, and really help others see that, hey, I'm committed for a year. I'm going to be here. I'm going to push. I'm going to give it everything I got. Guys, set your sights on success. Go after what you want. Guys, headwinds, turbulence, whatever you guys call it, it's going to come. It's going to come. But what do we do with those headwinds? What do we do? Do we allow it to get down and weigh us down, or do we allow it to push us and to really drive us to where we want to be at? So be that kind of coach. Take advantage of the great opportunities. And remember, guys, money, prizes, money, all of those things are good, but it's about changing people's lives. That is Beachbody's mission. We got to decide. We got to commit. We got to, you know, go after what we want. Be the 3 E's. Be an energizer on your team calls. You know, bring edge. Execute your guys' plans. Help your teammates out. Help your challengers out. Do things for them that maybe that your upline didn't do for you. Guys, because we are a family. That's what it's about. I can go into sharing stats and all of that, but guys, ultimately someone needs to hear our message multiple times before they say, yeah, I get what you're trying to say. I've seen your journey. I'm ready to change my life. So if you get that first, second, third no, don't give up on that individual. They haven't seen the value that you've brought yet. And eventually they will come around. Eventually they will say, you know what, I am ready to change my life. I am ready to change my nutrition behaviors and things like that. So guys, you guys are awesome. We recognize you here at Corporate. We thank you. We're grateful for everything that you guys do. So really just take that opportunity to bless somebody's life today, bless somebody's lives tomorrow, and the next day and the next day. Just keep inviting. Who cares if someone tells you no? Just keep inviting to this great opportunity, because that's what this is about. We're changing people's lives. And so I wanted to turn the time over to our leaders to kind of share some best tips, some best practices, maybe some like, hey, we can do this together. And so I'm going to allow all of our leaders to kind of maybe take 2 minutes, maybe take that elevator tips and give them to us that we can really gung-ho and really utilize with our own businesses, all right? So I will start with Nicolette. I'll have her jump on here, share some tips that she has, and then we'll just go around to each of our leaders. Go ahead, Nicolette.
Okay, hi. I see all my upgraded girls. Hi. So I am a month away from being a Success Club 10 legend. And let me tell you, it's not because I had a ton of friends who I was super close with when I first started. It all had to do with embracing the cold market and reaching out to the masses. Like seriously, the masses. There are masses of people out there for everyone to talk to and get to know and embrace. I learned how to expand and initiate, and it doesn't matter if you're shy or if you're outgoing. It doesn't matter if you're an introvert or an extrovert. You can do it. You can do it. You just have to reach out and be confident with it. So basically what you need to do is find your people. And we all know you need to figure out your niche market. That's a whole other thing. I see the ladies on here on my team are the ones with the babies, small children running around like, hi, that's our thing. You find those people, you friend request them, and then you have to make sure that your page screams what they would be interested in. Otherwise, they're not going to accept your friend request. They're not going to like your page. So your content, your cover photo, your profile picture, that needs to scream your niche market. Then you're going to have to message them and get to know them. You can't wait for them to say, oh, I saw this opportunity on your page and I'm interested. because most likely that's not how it's going to happen. You need to reach out to them, initiate conversations, and get to know them. Not just to throw an invite out as quickly as you can, but get to know them. And the earlier you start doing this in your business, the more you're going to have success, because you're never going to run out of a warm market, because you're going to constantly be getting to know people who are like you and talking to people who are like you. And once that trust builds, once that relationship and that bond continues to form, it's going to be so easy to ask them to join you in whichever thing you think they would benefit from the most, whether it's challenge group, whether it's coaching. And this process should be enjoyable. If you're talking to your niche market, if you're talking to people who are just like you, you're going to enjoy it. You're going to like it. It's going to be fun getting to know these people. It has a lot to do with pushing comfort zones, talking to plenty of people, and just not being afraid of it. That's what I've got.
Awesome, Nicola. I love that. I think a lot of us tend to like, hey, I'm going to post today about this because I'm trying to sell a challenge pack. I'm trying to hit the Success Club. And I love how you said that. We have to learn how to really get to know our niche market. We got to really reach out, really get to know them, because that is what builds loyalty, and it'll keep your team there a lot longer than just saying, I'm trying to sell that challenge pack. I'm trying to hit Success Club. Be that kind of coach that really gets to know your team, your family. So thanks, Nicolette. Natasha, why don't you jump in on this? What are some tips that you have for us?
So I was going to kind of talk about the same thing. Like, my biggest thing is I never focus on the sale. Like, I'm so focused on getting to know a person and truly helping them. If somebody's asking me for like healthy recipes or a way that they can do that, I'm not like, well, the only way I'm going to help you is if you buy this challenge pack or whatever. Like, I'm 100% just open with people. If anybody needs advice on anything, I'm willing to help them, because it helps them to realize that I'm not about the number. Because for me, and even on my team, we don't look at, it's not Success Club. It's about helping people change their lives. And more important, the thing that I too have seen that's been really beneficial in my business is the follow-up. And because I think that timing is really important. And a lot of times we hear a no from somebody and we're like, okay, screw it. And we kind of like cross them off the list, or, maybe we don't follow up with them, or we don't track what we're actually doing, like on a day-to-day basis, and who we're talking to. And so we end up losing people. But I've found that a lot of people that end up joining, especially because I started at like the 300 pounds. So I typically attract those people that have like 100 or more pounds to lose. And I have to remember that when I was that weight, when somebody offered me the opportunity, I wasn't like, yeah, let's do this. Like, it took a lot of thought on my end and a lot of decision making and going through that whole process. And it wasn't until like somebody had asked me repeatedly that I finally said, okay, you know what? Let me give this a shot. So you always just have to be following up with people and making sure that you're still maintaining those relationships and communicating with them. Because I've had tons of people who are now on my team who are coaches, who I talked to for legitimately like a year before they decided to commit. But to think about the fact that, like, I've had a relationship with this person now for a year that I met online through my cold market, and now they're working coaches and they're working on, in addition to the business, but working on getting themselves healthy. So think about the people and make sure you're following up.
Awesome tips. Thank you so much, Natasha. Roland, let's jump over to you, man. What are some tips that you've seen your business really thrive, man?
Touching on what Nicolette and Natasha were saying, you have to keep the business in your heart. When you focus on helping people change their lives, it really, really makes a big impact, not only on them, on you. Because I know my life has been changed because of these programs and this business. So when you remember that, try to keep that in your heart, and, just be intentional with everything that you do. Give it 100%. If somebody, is feeling down, really listen to them and try to do your best and help them. And when somebody is down, try to get them to focus on the positive things that are happening in their lives. Another thing that I wanted to touch on is I know a lot of members on my team, they were hustling at the end of the month to try and make Success Club or even Success Club 10. What would happen if you worked your business every day like that? You know, it would double, triple. You know, you got to keep that hustle all the time, but you also need to be intentional with it. So you have to find the right balance. And, you know, being relentless. Another thing is a lot of people do have problems. Some people, you'll hear those excuses of, they don't have any money. So what I try to do when I hear things like that is I try to talk about the business more. I know some people say, oh, but I don't make a lot of money with the business. But you can focus on you were able to buy your groceries for the week or put gas in your car with the commission that you made. Those little things make a difference because, again, a lot of us don't make thousands and thousands of dollars a month. Some of us just, barely making $100, $200 a week, sometimes a month. It all depends on how long you've been in the business. But wealth creation solves problems. So that's what I have to say.
Awesome, Roland. Those are some good tips, man. We gotta just stay committed, and like you said, I mean, even if you're not making thousands and thousands of dollars, at least, hey, an extra, $100, $200, $300 here and there is putting gas in the car or buying some groceries. So some great tips there. Aaron, let's jump down to you. What are some tips that you would have for these coaches on the call today?
Mine is basically mindset. Like, it's been a huge thing for me to shift my mindset last year at Summit was a big change for me. So I was scared of reaching out to people, scared of being told no. And a lot of it is personal development. I mean, it's huge. I know that people talk about it and we all miss days on it because it's like the least favorite thing in the world to do. But really, I mean, I dropped rank last week unexpectedly. I mean, it could have shattered my whole month, but I pushed through. Something happened with my husband's account that we weren't aware of, so I dropped rank. So I'm an Emerald coach today. And tomorrow I'll be Diamond. But I could have let that destroy my entire month and not hit at SC10. I hit SC10 like 11 o'clock last night on the dot, like 11 o'clock. Because I was like, I'm going to that party at Summit. I don't care if I'm an Emerald coach. Like, it's all in your mindset. You have to be positive about things. You can't let one no or two no's or an entire month of no's, which my whole team got a lot of no's and a lot of not hitting Success Club this month. And a lot of them are down. And we actually had a call this morning and just trying to kind of rally everybody up again and getting them back to where they need to be at for the month of June. It's a new month. There's new incentives. We read some personal development together. We all kind of picked one of our favorite things that we've been reading and read it, and shared it with the group. And it's really just a mindset game of not getting down on yourself. People make mistakes. Things happen. We have bad months. We have bad weeks. Like, it all happens. So my big thing is just having a positive mindset and not letting, obviously I was upset last Thursday when I dropped rank unexpectedly, but I wouldn't let it ruin my whole month and my whole week and my whole, I'm quitting, I'm horrible. Like, I just feel like it happens too much. People get down on themselves or something unexpected happens and it ruins your whole month or your whole week, or I can't do Beachbody. And so that's really what I'm working on now with a lot of my team and even my upline, like my mom and everybody. We're really I have a pretty good positive mindset, but there's a lot of people that struggle with that. So personal development, I mean, we say it all the time, just like we say the power of three. It's like, it's important. You have to do it. I'm not a big reader. So I have a few books that I read, but I do a lot of online personal development or podcasts or just strolling through different things, I guess, and just trying to be positive.
I like it. I like it, Aaron. Mindset really is huge. I mean, you have to stay positive. I'm a big sports psychology fan. If you guys take time to visualize success, what the mind can conceive, it can achieve. Stay positive. Don't let negativity come around because we don't have time for that. We really don't have time for negativity. And when other people around you are being negative, I think we get enough of that. We get enough negativity around us. So take time to give yourself positive affirmation. Tell yourself that you are a good mom, you are a good coach, that you are, helping individuals. And so, take that time to really visualize and see success. So Aaron, awesome. Mindset is everything. Do your personal development, like you're saying. Huge. Awesome. Thank you. Allison, let's jump down to you.
Hey guys, mine is kind of nice to follow up of Aaron is mindset, and also I think something that we need to concentrate on is not comparing your journey to others. I think that's really hard when new coaches come in and they see the success of you or the people on your team, and it doesn't come as easily for them. It's very easy for them to give up. And so I just concentrate a lot on, consistency with my coaches and having them, just like you said in the very beginning, be here a year from now. Stay true to who you are, because like we know, that's what people are going to want. We are more than just a Beachbody coach. We are us. And that's what attracts people to want to work with us, because there's a lot of us out there. So if you stay true to you and you don't compare your journey to others and you remember why you want to do this, then everything, should fall into place as long as you are consistent.
Awesome. Allison, thank you so much for those tips. Do any other leaders have any kind of tips or anything else to say on this call before we end the call? I didn't want to keep you guys too long. I just wanted to let you guys know, hey, we're here, and we're not in this alone. We're not in this journey alone. There's a lot of us that are going through the same stuff. We're pushing together. We're staying motivated. We're trying to come up with better ways to stay positive with our mindset. Reaching out to people more. Being more you and not just say, hey, I'm trying to sell a challenge pack. We're all in this together, guys. So ask questions. When you get on your team calls, like I said, be an energizer. Ask those questions because other people have those same questions. So, and execute your guys' plans. Does anyone have any questions to ask any of these leaders or anything that you guys are wondering about? I think we're all being shy here, aren't we? No, if you guys have nothing else to say, I loved it. I loved some of the tips that we heard today. Be that kind of coach, guys. Be the coach that sees the elephant, that gets out in front, and that digs that hole big enough to catch that opportunity, guys. When you hear a great thing where you're like, man, I need to utilize that in my business, utilize it today. Don't utilize it tomorrow, because guess what? You're not going to do it. You're going to set aside and you're not going to do it. So start utilizing it today. Let's be that kind of coach that effectively uses the things that we've heard today on this call. And really, guys, let's just go after what we want. Let's go punch June in the mouth and let's just give it everything we got. It's like what Roland said. If we worked our business every day like we did towards the end of the month, guys, all of us will reach our goals. And that is where we want to be. We want to help as many people along the way. We want to get to our rank advancements, and we want to continue to bless our families' lives through that financial side as well. So let's continue to push, and let's continue to, just bring that energy around and be excited about this business, because, guys, this is something, like I said at the beginning of the call, to be proud about, to be happy about, to just be boasting about. So don't ever be afraid to invite someone to the business opportunity when you do have their best interest at heart. Connect the things to the heart, like Roland said. So, all right, guys, that is what we have for today.